My name is Dylan Cavin, native Oklahoma, and originally from Chickasha, moved here to Norman. Um, I've been in the art field professionally ever since I graduated college. Went to the University of Science and Arts, got a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and emphasized in graphic design. So, kind of going through college, I feel like I hit just about every base I could. And it wasn't really until I got out of college and started painting that I had a few friends approach me and say, why don't you explore that? So that's really how I became, that's really how I started painting, was exploring who I am, exploring my culture and my history. So really, when it comes to being an artist and showing, that's how I got started, was exploring my past. What made me decide I wanted to be an artist? It's an easy question, is in that it wasn't ever really a question. It was more of, how will I present this, and then later on in life, how can I make a living out of this, and then more of, how can I make a living comfortably out of this. So to me, the art was never a question. It was always something I enjoyed doing, and something I was complimented on doing. So I mean, the art was, it was just something that always was there. It was just a matter of kind of wrangling it in and figuring out what I wanted to do with it. For me, whenever I'm going to start a painting, a lot of times I try to research it as much as possible, because one of the biggest things I've learned, whenever you are showing in a venue that is predominantly Native American art, a lot of times you're almost asked to be a historian as well. So you do have to know your subject matter. You do have to know why that design or why that pattern is the way it is, and why that person is wearing it as opposed to someone else. Hitting on the historical value. I really used to go in depth into the old historical black and white photos, and try to find a new voice within that, whether it be more color, a whole lot of a flourish or filigree, almost exalting that image a little bit more, blending it maybe with some Catholicism iconography. That's all of that influenced me, and I try to convey that. But anymore, it's I feel it's more important to, at least in my art, is kind of get away from that historicalness and be more current, be more of what's going on around me, whether that's a friend coming over who has her own regalia that she made herself, and having her sit for me and doing a modern portrait, because it's I think it's a little bit of a rabbit hole you can get into with going into all that historical stuff. I think it's more important to move past that and find your own voice. To me, that's what it means. Is and whenever I say trying to find my own more modern voice with still touching on the historical values. I think it's more important to show it in that more modern sense, with still keeping true with historical or cultural values.